wanted to address actually kind of a thing that came up. Had some comment about that the housing market is in some weird place, and it's it's doomed, and there's all kinds of stuff going on, and there's a bunch of foreclosures in the that are going to be coming. And I hadn't heard that in a while because it's just so like not a thing. And so I did some digging into it, really looking at the data about what's going on with home delinquencies and foreclosures and potential for foreclosures and filings for foreclosures, in particular in our market. And the thing is, it's been at an all-time low. It continues to be at an all-time low. Now, there was a huge spike percentage-wise, like double the number of foreclosures from 2021 to 22.
We
But
know why.
yeah, exactly, because
There was a moratorium.
right.
So, of course, it's going to be double.
Yeah,
Right?
so I saw these headlines saying that foreclosures double. It's like, well, yeah, when you go from 1 to 2, that's still double. Okay, that's not, I'm exaggerating, but the point is the number of foreclosures that are happening in our market are extremely low, like all-time low. And and then you go, okay, well, let's take the next step. Okay, how many people, have had a foreclosure filing, right? And you look at that data, and it's pretty thin. There's not a whole lot of foreclosure filings happening. And then you take it to the next progression, which is, okay, how many people are delinquent on their mortgage, behind on their mortgage, not able to make their mortgage? And that number is extremely low. And I apologize, I don't have it in front of me, but I'm thinking the number is somewhere around 2%, maybe 2.5% in all of New Mexico. So it's a very small number that could potentially go into foreclosure. And the reality is, even if every single one of those homes, which isn't a whole lot, came on the market tomorrow, that wouldn't put any supply strain, oversupply strain on our market.
Right. And if those folks that aren't able to make their mortgage and they are facing possible foreclosure want to reach out to us, we have some solutions, right? First of all, they probably have equity in their home, and they may be able to walk away with money if they sold it versus just, didn't work with someone to help them out of that. So,
well, and that's one more part of that whole foreclosure conversation is the type of equity people have in their homes is at an all-time high. The amount of equity people have in their homes, all-time high, right? And so, people aren't just going to walk away from that. That's very different than 2007, 8, when a lot of people didn't have any equity or actually negative equity on their homes.
Let me just throw this in there, though.
Okay.
If people are behind on their house payment, or they are overloaded with credit card debt or whatever, and they don't have the income to claw their way out of it, so to speak, sometimes you stop answering the phone, right? It's just too hard to face bill collectors and things, and they don't realize that maybe by selling their house and reaching out for help, they might actually have equity in their house they could tap into to help them pay off other things or make arrangements with other people or other debt collectors to start making small payments and maybe negotiate what they owe down, right? This isn't our area of expertise, but we've seen it happen quite a bit with people where once somebody says, hey, this is happening to me and I'm embarrassed about it, but we can talk about it and see if we can help them get their house sold so that they do have possibly walk away with some money and a plan to help getting themselves back on their feet.
Just one more thing on this conversation. I heard a housing analyst that I listen to and read all the time, and there's a bunch of them out there, but one of his quotes is, the U.S. homeowners' balance sheets are the best they have ever been. Best credit scores, best equity ever. Right. And so this whole idea that there's going to be this whole bunch of people that are in this distressed sale situation, it's just not there.
Right.
It's just not there. So, okay. Go ahead.
We don't know the future, right,
Tego? Of course.
And, we're not all about doom and gloom. We try to look at the statistics and report what we see, right? And when you're at 1,100 homes for sale and we know we could have 4,000 or 5,000 and be in a more balanced market, we're a long ways from 4,000 or 5,000 homes. So what analysts predict, and you study this all day, every day, it seems like, is, we're not going to have a pullback in prices, but maybe a slowdown in the growth of home prices or a flattening.
Yeah.